Good afternoon, children. How was your Onam days? I hope you all have enjoyed it well. So, we are now back with our learning, and today we are going to learn the next chapter in the textbook First Flight, The 100 Dresses by El Bizarre Esther. Actually, let me tell you something about the author. His real name was Eleanor Estes. He was born on May 1906. He was an American children's author and a children's librarian. His notable works are Ginger Pie and the Moffat series, and he has won the New Fry Medal. So he's basically an American author. And in this chapter, we are going to deal with the school setting. This is a story that happens in a school. Okay, children? So before you read, how do we judge the people around us? We are very often very judgmental about people by their money, wealth, and possessions. Or is there something of more enduring value to look for in a person? Very often we choose friends based on some certain values and qualities. Now this story is a sensitive account of how a poor young girl is judged by her classmates. Vanta Petronsky is a young Polish girl who goes to school with other American children in an American town. These other children see Vanta as different in many ways. Now we are going to learn in this lesson why Vanta was treated different. Now let me tell you something about the Polish American community in the United States. The first Polish immigrants arrived in America in 1608, but the largest wave of Polish immigration occurred in the early 20th century when more than 1 million Poles migrated to the United States. The Polish state did not exist at that time, and the immigrants were identified according to their country of origin rather than to ethnicity. What do you mean by ethnicity? Race. They were identified as Russian Poles, German Poles, and Austrian Poles. One of the most notable Polish American communities is in Chicago and its suburbs. So, Chicago is sometimes called the second largest Polish city in the world, next only to Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Polish Americans were sometimes discriminated against in the United States, as were the Irish, Italians, and Jews. According to the United States 2000 census, about 6,67,414 Americans of age 5 years and older reported Polish as the language spoken at home, which is about 1.4% of the people who speak languages other than English, or 0.25% of the US population. So children, what you need to understand is that these Poles or the Polish people were immigrants. Okay, they actually migrated to America, and they were a community who faced a lot of discrimination based on the race in America. So Wanda was also one such girl from Poland, and she was a Pole or a Polish girl. So children, as you have seen in the in-text, you have two parts for this chapter. The 100 Dresses 1 and 100 Dresses 2. Actually, it's a story based on the true experiences of the author about a girl who is treated by her classmates, okay, who they are teased by her classmates very badly because she is different. Vanda Petronsky, a girl who comes from the poor part of the town, is the only student in her class with a funny Polish name. The story is told from the perspective of one of Vanda's classmates, Maddie, who is the best friend of the main player in the daily taunting and teasing. Okay, children, so we have three main characters in this chapter. Now let's move on to the chapter. Today, Monday, Vanda Petronsky was not in her seat, but nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. Usually, Vanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 30. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. The corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. So the author says that that was a Monday. Monday means it is the beginning of a weekend where you will start to go school after the weekend 2 days holidays. Now what happened? Vanda was absent on that day and nobody even bothered her absence. Not even the girls, Peggy and Madeline, who used to tease her a lot. Actually, Vanda used to sit in the last seat. She was a backbencher and it was a corner seat of the class. Actually, who all used to sit there? The rough boys who did not make good marks, okay, the low scoring children, and the children who passed comments in the class, who used to make noise by dragging the feet on the ground, and the most funny cracks of the class, all of them used to sit there. And that was a place where there was usually mud and dirt on the floor. So that was an unwanted place, unwanted seat in the class where Vanda used to sit regularly. Vanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all. And nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. Nobody knew exactly why Vanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Boggins Heights and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. But no one really thought much about Vanda Petronsky once she sat in the corner of the room. Now the author says that it was not because Vanda was rough, violent, and noisy, or she was someone who used to laugh a lot that she preferred to sit in the last bench. Actually, she was a very quiet girl and she only made a very twisted smile. And nobody knew exactly the reason why Vanda used to sit there. Now the author is giving us the reason that she is coming all the way from the place Boggins Heights. Okay, children, underline and learn that place name from where Vanda is coming. It's Boggins Heights. Okay, so what happens is that her feet usually was covered with dry mud, and she don't want to make the room dirty, so she preferred to sit in the last bench so that nobody else will notice that mud in her feet. The time when they thought about Vanta was outside of school hours, at noon time when they were coming back to school or in the morning early before school began, when groups of two or three or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the schoolyard. Then sometimes they waited for Vanta to have fun with her. The next day, Tuesday, Vanta was not in school either and nobody noticed her absence again. Now what happened is that when the school hours was over or at the noon break time during the lunch breaks or interval time only, they used to think about Vanda because it was the time when they used to tease her, insult her, humiliate her, or have fun with her by teasing her. Okay. So what happened is that next day, okay, Monday was followed by Tuesday. On that day also she was absent again, and nobody noticed her absence again. When your friends are absent, you worry about them, isn't it? Why they are absent and all. It is not just your friends, even one of your classmates is absent. You will be thoughtful what happened to her or him, why they are absent. But here, what happens with Vanda? Nobody is concerned about why she is absent. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down friend with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Vanda wasn't there. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She was pretty. She had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Vanda's absence was because Vanda had made them late to school. They had waited and waited for Vanda to have some fun with her, and she just hadn't come. They often waited for Vanda Petronsky to have fun with her. Now, what happened on Wednesday? Now, Peggy and Maddie. We are introduced to two other characters in the story, Peggy and Maddie. Okay. So they used to sit with children who got good marks and they were not tracking with mud and all. And they did notice Vanda wasn't there. Now it is said that Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She was pretty, she was rich, she had pretty clothes, and her hair was curly. She was very beautiful and smart. And who was her closest friend? Maddie. And why Peggy and Maddie noticed Vanda's absence was because they usually used to wait for Vanda to have some fun with her. Okay. And they waited and waited, and Vanda was not coming, and this made them come late to school. Vanda Petronsky. Most of the children in room 13 didn't have names like that. They had names easy to say like Thomas, Smith, or Alan. There was a boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, and people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronsky was. Vanda didn't have many friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. Vanta, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner as though she were talking to Miss Mason. Vanta, she would say, giving one of her friends a nudge. Tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? Now children, here we are getting a more detailed account about Vanta, okay? So actually, Vanta was in the class numbered room number 13. And Vanta Petronsky's name was something different because the other children in the class used to had names like Thomas, Smith, Alan, very modern names. And there was a boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, okay? That was a funny name, but Vanta Petronsky's surname was very different. It sounded very different to the children, and it denoted her as a not an American girl. Okay, once they identified that Vanda doesn't belong to America, it is becoming a strategy for them to make fun of her. Actually, Vanda was a very friendless girl. She was not having any friends. Actually, she came to school alone and she used to go back to home alone. And she always wear a very faded blue dress, and that was not of her proper side. It was not fitting her properly. But it was clean and it was not ironed properly. And even though she was not having friends, many girls used to talk to her. Sometimes they used to surround her when she was in the ground, in the playground, when she used to watch other little girls playing hopscotch. Okay, see, hopscotch is a game that you are familiar with, where you are drawing squares in the ground and you throw something and you hope in one leg and reach that place, and what the girls used to ask her, that's very important. So Peggy was the leader of these girls. Okay, as I have already told you, she was the most popular girl and she used to have the so-called gangs. Now what was the question Peggy used to ask her? Okay, she used to ask Vanta how many dresses she had in her closet, in her wardrobe, okay, in her almirah. So that's a very humiliating question. As I have told you, she always wore a faded blue dress. So Peggy knew it very thoroughly and clearly that Vanda is not having any other dress to wear. Still Peggy is asking her that question. Why? Just to insult her and humiliate her in front of other girls.